Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Hours 22 in Guyana. Coming up next is the Lall Show. Just stay tuned.
Guys, this is the best TikTok I have ever done. You need to listen to it. Your family have a canteen in your yard selling lunch, drinks, cakes, and so on to the workers working in your backyard, which putting in money in the family pockets, giving you guys a good life. Would you allow any stranger to come in your yard and build a canteen for throw you out of that business? What about if they want to build 7 canteens in your yard to do the same business because the workers began increasing? Would you allow that? Or would you build the 6 more canteens yourself to supply the workers and make more money to better your family lives? Well, this is the exact situation Guyana finds itself in with the Marriott Hotel. Marriott Hotel fully booked every day, making money like sand presently. And Jagdeo telling us he's going to sell it out because of the competition coming. 7 new hotels are being built by the foreigners in our country to make money from our oil for their families, while Jagdeo is going to sell out we own, leaving our families to face more starvation. This is how you run a country, right? And when Jagdeo was asked what he will do with the money when he sell the hotel, he said, it's to pay off the loan, and we're going to put the rest in the treasury. Maybe to build or patch some roads. This is how these chaps running business in our country, giving away our prime land to foreigners, giving them concessions and duty-free holidays, tax-free holidays, helping them to build new hotels to make billions out of our oil, while we selling out our Marriott for patch roads and pay debt. You think he really selling it out? Or he huffing it out? Just asking. The 7 hotels gonna bring competition to the government-owned Marriott. But it wouldn't bring competition to the private-owned Marriott whose hands it's going into. You think these guys mean well for our future or themselves? Just asking again. But this is how all of them have been running this land 30 years now. Those 7 hotels should have been built by our government, added to the Marriott, or our people should have been building it. But look what they're creating at Dubai for the foreigners in our own country, out of our own oil. What a Guyana. He sell out the 20% GT&T share.
Hours 26 in Guyana, and you're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is the Lall Show. Tell it as it is. Before we go any further, you have to say blessed Easter to everyone celebrating today. I hope you had a good Easter. And without further ado, let's go to the man of the hour, or the man of a few hours, depending on how long tonight goes. Mr. Lall, good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Kevin, and namaste to all our listeners throughout the region, Guyana, and the world. Kevin, I hope you enjoyed the day today. And I hope that everyone enjoy not only the kite flying, but the spirit of Easter. Guys, too much to say tonight, so let's get started. We can turn this whole region into heaven, a paradise overnight, with the massive oil wealth we have discovered out there. But instead of getting there, we are heading for more and more poverty each day that passes by. All it takes of these leaders is a little courage and wisdom and some care in their hearts to lift our Guyanese people out of poverty to prosperity. We had a young sister who got catch thieving Colgate and soap in the supermarket 2 days ago. This is where Guyana is heading. Wait, y'all ain't see thieving yet. The little people, the hungry ones, when they do wrong and get catch, they're dealt with. But the big thieves, whose actions causing the small man and women to thief Colgate and soap, walks away scotch-free. The people who y'all electing to offices, placing your trust in, to look out for your best interests, them turning around and not only looking out for the foreigners' interests in this country, but they are defending the skullduggery that is going on with them. Before I get to some of these political leaders' skullduggery, let me give you guys a story. The outgoing president of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, a man named Timothy Tucker, said in an interview a few days ago, all who calling for renegotiation of this crooked one-sided oil contract are low life. You hear that, Kevin? He called us a low life who calling for a renegotiation of the contract. He went on to say, it is bad to change the nature of the deal after it has been agreed to by all parties. He also said, it is bad for business and the country's image. Uncle, for a moment I thought I was reading those words from President Ali, Jagdeo or Norton's mouth, who's selling out this country wholesale. Never expected it was coming from a man representing the business sector of this country. Knowing how wounded this country is with that crooked Exxon contract. Man, he even went on to give an example, Uncle. He said if a business makes a deal to buy pepper from a farmer at $300 a pound, it would be improper for the farmer to suddenly expect more because the price of pepper raised. This man can't be thinking straight to tell a farmer he mustn't ask for more on his pepper when the pepper price gone up, fertilizer price gone up, workmanship gone up, fuel price gone up. No, that farmer mustn't ask for more on his pepper. He must sell his pepper at the same price they agreed on and suffer the loss. That is what Timothy Tucker, representing the business sector, telling us there. And anybody who asks for a change in price or renegotiation is a hustler, according to Timothy, as he went on in that article. We agree to $300 a pound, and we must supply him for $300 a pound, although the price gone up all over the world. He alone must make money, and the farmer must stick to the contract deal. Would you tie business with anyone that way, Timothy, to sell your peppers, where you can't raise the price, even if it goes up worldwide? I don't think so. Let me say this. Your eyes pass me and pass every single Guyanese to call us low life, calling for a change in that ExxonMobil contract. Let me ask this, Timothy. Have you secured yourself with contracts in the oil sector that you're now dancing to the tune of not renegotiating that contract? I don't know. I'm just asking. I know. We live in a hustling world, Timothy. And we're dealing with hustlers. But always remember, brother, the primary purpose of life is to make others happy too. And if you can't do that, don't hurt them. Don't let them go hungry, in which they have to thief soap and Colgate. Don't do that. And let me say this. If fighting, pressuring, and raising our voices for a change in that contract makes us low life, Timothy, if demanding a rightful share to our people, our rightful share, to put our people on a mattress rather than a cardboard to sleep on is low life, Timothy, then let me say this to you. Glenn Lall and the Guyanese people were never and will never be low lives. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Timothy. The fight will continue whether you, the leaders, or ExxonMobil like it or not. This country and its people will have to get what is rightfully theirs. And let's move on. Uncle, let me say namaste again to all of you. I did 3 TikToks on the Marriott Hotel, and it's going wild, 2 of them. The 3rd one is going out tomorrow. They're going wild on social media. And this is my topic tonight. Yes, on the Marriott Hotel. I want to dive a little deeper into it, so all of you can understand the crookish game playing out in this land with our money-making machines. Please listen to me carefully. Vice President Jagdeo has been accusing me of telling the world that he owns the Marriott Hotel. He is so much in love and obsessed with that hotel that he can't keep his mouth away from it. At every press conference he has, man, he must say something about it. Like it bothering his soul. Like something tampering with his conscience. So tonight, I would be giving you guys an overview, a background about the birth of this hotel. Here we go with the first TikTok. Kevin, you played a piece of it just now, right? But I'll begin all over. Robert Badal is a very smart businessman. Before buying the Pegasus Hotel, he ensured that the British company he was buying it from took full responsibility for getting all the clearances related to that sale, including getting the approval from Bank of Guyana for that transaction. You see how smart he was, Kevin? President Jagdeo at the time pushed around that transaction, and when he realized the British embassy would get involved for holding back the sale, he had no other choice but to allow the transaction to go through the day before the deadline. You hear that, brother? The day before the deadline. He wanted to block the sale because he had other motives. That is how the birth of the Marriott Hotel came about in total secrecy. Kevin, when he realized he couldn't get his way with the hotel, and Badal get it, guess what he did, uncle? The government stopped supporting the Pegasus. They used to send all the foreigners that government had to pay for in this land to stay at the Princess Hotel. And every government function from then on move away from the Pegasus Hotel to the Princess. Like I said, is every money-making machine they wanted to take control to enrich themselves and their circle of friends and families. Pegasus was the only hotel of substance we had in this country at the time. So when they couldn't put their hands on it, that's how the Marriott scheme came about. To have the Marriott built with a PPP arrangement, public-private partnership deal. Uncle, as a private citizen, I called Ashni Singh, the Minister of Finance at the time, and told him I have $1,000 to invest in the Marriott, seeing it's a public-private partnership venture. Here is the excuse to me. Glenn, you know about newspaper business. We want people who know about hotels, so their knowledge and input would be able to make the hotel into a success. You think they really wanted me inside there? No. Them had their own people line up to go in. I just wanted to be inside, uncle, to see the game plan and who they were going to plant in the hotel, using a big chunk of the taxpayers' dollars to build it. That's why I wanted to go in. The next thing you know, the government, through an arrangement with a Trinidad bank, inserted investors and give them the sweetest deal for their investments. Uncle, whether the hotel made money or not, those guys' returns were guaranteed through the bank, even if it meant reducing pension packages or salaries in the country. They must be paid. That's the sweetheart deal given to those investors. The same thing like the Barbies Bridge, whether it make money or not, the private people have to be paid. It's like you help a fisherman, got a boat, an engine, to buy some net to catch fish. Whether the man catch fish or not, whether the engine broke down or the boat damaged, you got to get paid. And a fatter payment than what a fisherman getting for himself. That's the deal with the Marriott and the others. At first, uncle, the hotel couldn't even pay the light bill. But the secret investors, who want to know, are unknown to the Guyanese people, hiding behind the bank, had to be paid. Listen me carefully. The coalition government came in, and after seeing this injustice being done to the Guyanese people, with a deal, ban their belly and take over the loan. Take over the loan that was a burden to our soul, just to get out those secret private investors. To pay them through the bank, uncle. You know where the money used to come from? And how much? Yeah. 1,100 million every 6 months of taxpayers' money had to go to Trinidad Bank to pay their clients. The secret investors. If not, all of we don't lose the hotel. They would have done gone with it. Today, God smile on us and give us oil. Hotel making money, and the original plan to huff it out is back in action. Marriott up for sale. The money making machine presently would disappear from our hands very soon if you allow it. And whose hands it will land in? You call name, uncle, me go blow whistle. Them done say 8 people interested. 8 of one single person it will go to. Aye. Now let me give you part 2 of the TikTok, in which I painted another piece of the Marriott story with an example. Here we go. Your family have a canteen in the yard selling lunch, drinks, cakes, and so on to the workers working in your backyard, which giving the family a good life with the money in your pocket. Would you allow any stranger to come in your yard and build a canteen for throw you out the business? Kevin? Right. What about if they want to build 7 more canteens in your yard to do the same business? Because the workers increase in the yard. Would you allow that? Right. You would never allow that. Or would you build the 7 more canteens yourself to supply the workers and make more money to better your family? Would you do that? Correct. Well, Auntie, this is the exact situation Guyana finds itself in today with a Marriott Hotel. That Marriott Hotel is fully booked every day, making money like sun presently. And Jack Dave telling us he is going to sell it out because of competition coming. 7 new hotels are being built by the foreigners at Ogle and other places in our country to make money from our oil for their families, while Jack Dave is going to sell out we Marriott, leaving our families to face more starvation. Or forgot thief, soap, and Colgate. This is how you run country, right? And when Jack Day was asked What he will do with the money when he sell the hotel, he says to pay off the debt, the little loan. Yes, pay out the private investors through the bank. And he gonna put the rest in the treasury. Oh, in the treasury, maybe for patch little roads. This is how these chaps running business in our country. Giving away our prime land to the foreigners. Giving them concessions and tax holidays. Helping them to build new hotels to make billions out of our oil money. While we selling out our Marriott for patch roads and pay off the debts. Let me ask this, uncle. You really think they're selling it out? Or they're huffing it out? Or somebody want to huff it out? I'm just asking, you know. The 7 hotels gonna bring competition to the government-owned Marriott. But it wouldn't bring competition to the private-owned Marriott, whose hands it's going into, Kevin. How you like that one? You know, if this wasn't a serious story, I would have laughed non-stop on this radio with these types of make-up jumbie excuses Jack Dale them coming up with. You think these guys mean well for our future? Or themselves? Just asking. But this is how all of them, both governments been running this land. Those 7 hotels, uncle, should have been built by our government to add to the Marriott. Or our local people should have been given the opportunity to build them. Yes, to build them all. But look what they're creating. A Dubai for the foreigners in our own country, out of our own wealth. Guyanese can't build a Dubai for themselves. What a Guyana. What an intelligent set of leaders you have here. Here is what many of you never heard or know before, uncle. Listen to me carefully. Guyana had owned 20% shares in GT&T, the telephone company. President Jack Dale at the time sell out that 20% money-making shares. Take that money and build the Marriott Hotel. We lose the money-making shares. And now we're going to lose the money-making hotel with the most unheard of excuses. Clap your hands for that, uncle. Oh, what a lovely Guyana this is. Now listen to Marriott Part 3. Those GT&T shares used to give Guyana $2.5 million US in we pocket every year. Jack Dale sell out those money-making shares to some Chinese company and say use the money, which is $25 million US to build the Marriott. How you like that, bro? Sell out a profitable shares, making $2.5 million US a year. Sell them out and take the $25 million for build a Marriott. 11 years done. 11 years done. Do the maths. At $2.5 million US, that company don't make back more than the $25 million they buy it for. So from now on, till Guyana come to a standstill with GT&T, that Chinese company only drawing profits, brother. Profits! $2.5 million a year. And by now it must have gone up because GT&T getting more business. So they're going to make more money. Are you sure a Chinese company own them shares there? Reaping that kind of profits for a lifetime? I don't know. Just asking again. I hope you guys reading through the lines. Uncle, 25 million investment anywhere in the world can never give anybody 2.5 million US profit a year in any business. Unless you're dealing with cocaine. So why would anyone who making that kind of money sell out the most profitable business to a Chinese company and take the money and build a hotel that you know was going to lose money at the time? Think about that, Kevin. Think about that, Auntie. But like I said, we find oil and the hotel making money like sun today. Our loved Vice President and President Ali now going and take away the Marriott from our hands that has become a money-making machine today. Is whose hands it going into, Uncle? Another Chinese company? I don't know. I'm just asking again. Guys, as Marriott stands today, 200 rooms at $300 a night is 22.9 million US a year. Just less a third for maintenance and expenses. Guyana is left with 15 million US in profits. This is what they want to grab away from our hands to put in somebody else's hands. And the excuse we getting from Barra Jagdeo, oh, we're selling it out because of competition. And we will take the money and pay off the loans, what them owe the secret investors they install through the bank. And the rest going to put in the treasury. Yes, the rest going to put in the treasury for maybe buy some painkiller for your headache. What a Guyana. Look out for more thieving in the supermarkets from our starving brothers and sisters, because things gonna get really, really, really terrible in this land. I ain't start see crime yet. Hold on. We carrying some stories in them newspapers for the last 2 months. I am so ashamed to tell you them headlines. Are you gonna join me Wednesday? Just because this Marriott is an issue, I wanted to get it off tonight. But some terrible things Guyanese will face with the oil contract and what's going on out there. Imagine, Kevin, 15 million US a year, Uncle. Oh, Uncle and Auntie, let's take it. Let's take it. Let's say they want to sell the hotel for 100 million. 6-7 years. Whoever buy it don't make back their money. And for a lifetime, 15 million US a year profit. Man, even gold, yes, even gold can give you that kind of money. That's what they're going to huff out. 15 million US a year. Yes, we going to give out. And then I run to foreign banks for borrow $2 million to buy COVID medicine. What a Guyana you got here, man. And the opposition, all the opposition silent. I remember back in the days, Harman, Ramjatan and all of them used to come sit in my office, and I used to explain all these things to them, like sitting in a classroom. they went in and became the government. And them couldn't know who were the private investors Jack Dale them installed in that Marriott. You believe that? They couldn't know. That was a bank transaction, and banks don't give them kind of information. The Berbice Bridge is similar to the Marriott. The private people them install, reaping the Haggerty money. Yes. Them reaping the Haggerty money when the day come, uncle. And when it broke up, when it broke up, them going to throw it back at us. That's how it was designed. The Berbice Bridge designed for 20 years. After 20 years, the private people walk out and then they hand we the old cow. What you got no milk? What dry up? I got to try with them. The Marriott was designed in a similar fashion. The hydro project they was talking about was going to be designed the same way. The new Demerara Harbour Bridge was also about to be designed the same way until we expose it. The Gas to Shore project at Wales is about to design the same way, in which the private people, yes, the private people were putting in little or nothing, yes, will reap the hag of the profits, whether these projects make money or not. This is the scheme they have been pulling on us. I can go on and on, uncle, with so many things. But let's don't get distracted from this new Marriott snatch. Yes. Let me ask this, uncle. Is how come they're not selling out the national printers or lifting themselves, I should say fitting themselves in the air? What draining the treasury? How come they're not selling out the gold board or fitting themselves in there? What never make a profit year go year come? How come they're not selling out the national shipping or put them friends in there? What barely keeping their head afloat? How come they're not selling out GWI and putting their friends in? What a pumping money every year. How come they're not grabbing on to GPL with their friends while losing money every year? How come they don't want to snatch out Gaisuku? Was stifling and strangling this whole nation year after year, pumping billions upon billions into it, fooling the Guyanese people that cane cutters got to get work. No, uncle. They want to sell out and snatch out the real money-making businesses and assets. Snatch it out to who? For who? You call name. Me gonna blow whistle again. All the prime properties and government businesses in this country has gone and still going to their friends and families, both in the PPP and the PNC, including the KFC. The PNC sell out all them lands alongside the new road from Mandela to Diamond on the east bank of Demerara. Yes, they sell it out to their friends and family. They were so barefaced. Yes, the PNC was so barefaced that they went and gazette the sale of those lands to legalize it on a Sunday morning. I'll never forget that story when I saw the gazette came out Sunday morning. One of the company them give 30 acres to. The owner for that company only knew about it when Kaieteur News published a list of people who were given land. And the man immediately put out a statement to say he never applied for any land and that he doesn't want any land in that fashion. The man didn't want his name to be called in any skullduggery and promptly refused the land. The coalition put 30 acres land in my name for show that them wasn't racial. What a Guyana we live in. Oh, what a Guyana we live in with these hustlers, according to Timothy Tucker. I wonder if Timothy gonna come out with a statement and call them in the coalition lowlives and hustlers too. I'm just asking. Local government elections coming. Are you run gonna stay in your face for them again? They're gonna sell out your own transported property soon. We lost 2.5 million profit from the GT&T shares every year. Now are you going to lose 15 million US a year from the Marriott? Minimum. Now, we got to move to part 4 of the Marriott. Yes. Jack Dave held a press conference last week at Freedom House and said the government doesn't have to accept any offer for the Marriott if the price is not right. Uncle, auntie, is wiggle room he giving himself to wind out of this wickedness they are planning to do to us. Yes. This evil by snatching it away. He must have listened to my first TikTok and read the article we carried the same day in the Kaieteur News exposing this devious scheme. So he went and held a press conference at Freedom House to talk about it. It's 3 consecutive weeks he holding press conferences at Freedom House. He tell the media at the first press conference when reporters ask him questions that he only dealing with party business there. Last week wasn't party business alone. He break that vow and went on to talk about the Marriott. The Marriott were up on his mind. This Marriott daylight scheme has exploded in his face. So he now saying, we will look at the offer before we make a decision. Please listen to his words carefully. Kevin, play him, let them hear him, man. Get it?
As I said before when I answered that question last week to Marcel, that they're now, they had the expressions of interest and now the price proposals have to come in. And once that comes in, at that stage, we probably know what all the prices are that we've received. So assuming, I'm just saying, is assuming if you're not comfortable that we don't believe that the price is a price that reflects the valuable nature of the property. We are under no obligation to proceed with it, but we are not at that stage as yet. So this Marriott...
Play it back, man. Play it back one more time.
As I said before when I answered that question last week to Marcel, that they're now, they had the expressions of interest and now the price proposals have to come in. And once that comes in, at that stage, we probably know what all the prices are that we've received. So assuming, I'm just saying, is assuming if you're not comfortable that we don't believe that the price is a price that reflects the valuable nature of the property. We are under no obligation to proceed with it, but we are not at that stage as yet.
they had expression of interest. And now the price proposal have to come in. And once that come in, at that stage we will probably know what all the prices are that we have received. So I'm assuming, I am just saying, assuming if we are not comfortable yet, that we don't believe the price is a price that reflects the valuable nature of the property, we are under no obligation to proceed with it. But we are not at that stage as yet. That is the wiggle room he given himself to back out under pressure. Then he gonna come out and say, well, we ain't get a good offer. And to look good. And to look good, he can tell the nation that we didn't want to sell it, but we ain't get the right money for it. He will never say, it's off the want to off it out from me hand. 15 million US a year. And you can double that, uncle, if you only throw in a casino. Yes, oh papa. 30 million US a year in profit that Marriott can bring in. You think Jagdev don't know that? And Ashley Singh? They man got certificate in these things. Oh boy. But God bless Glenn Lall with a bigger certificate to spot every scheme they're plotting in their minds before they even bring it out. You know, they want to sell it. And then they're going to put a casino. Casino brings real money. Casino will make more money than the hotel. You understand? That's their aim. That's their aim. But you see how we try to wiggle out? The pressure is on. Everybody talking. TikTok. 100, 200,000 people are listening to these things. And commenting too. When you see these things, they never know all the time. You guys never know all these tricks going on? Let me share a quick story with you. President Jagdev sold the Duke Lodge in Kingston, opposite the US Embassy, to a man named Jerry Govaya, when he was not the highest bidder. I asked Jagdev at the time how much money government spent to nice up the place before they sell it. He said nothing much, Glenn. When we do find out, he spent over 70 million taxpayers' dollars. Yes, and sell the entire property far less than the $70 million. How you like that? You got a house and a land for sale. Spend 70 million to fix it up and then turn back and sell it far less than that. That is business, uncle. Yeah, man. That is the business Jagdev talking about. He running in this country. It's in the Kaieteur news. All these things that I'm talking about, we reported it in the Kaieteur news. If you just Google these things, it's there. And the story ain't done there yet. God told me the same night when I sell the Duke Lodge to Jerry Govaya, the annex, yes, the building next door to Duke Lodge would also go in the hands of Jerry Govaya. We publish that in the newspaper in them Baise column. You know what, uncle? Them dilly-dally a little bit after them see we expose the devious plan. Yes, they dilly-dally for a little while. Them sit on it. And when they think we forget, boom! 1 year after, it land in the hands of Jerry Govaya too. Listen, man, let me go back to the Marriott. Aye, he abused out Kaieteur News for saying he can sell the Marriott, take the money and pay the secret private investors' debt and put the rest in the treasury. I want to hear him in our own words, because he went at a press conference and said he never said these words. Play it. Play the next tape.
So this Marriott, first of all, it was controversially built because people said it's going to be a white elephant. The Kaieteur News, until recently, said I owned it. This was a year and a half ago. I appeared on a program with Lall, and he thought I still owned the Marriott. Jagdeo owned it because they'd spread that lie so much that he even believed his own lies that he spread. And many people believed it. I don't own the Marriott. Marriott was always 100% owned by the government of Guyana. So at that time, it would have been a white elephant. At that time, you recall Vulcan protesting in front of the Marriott at its opening and saying they will convert this into a hospital when APNU got into office. That was the plan. They said that. Didn't get converted into the hospital. Without Marriott today, I doubt whether we would have been able to do what we're doing now. So Marriott has emerged as a profitable venture today. It is making a profit. Secondly, the government didn't need to own a hotel at that time, but the era was that we were not getting new hotels built, and we had to trigger the investment. So now it would be best to sell the Marriott off. You could probably maximize the price that you will get when it's profitable and before the 7 new hotels that are privately built, that are international brands, come on the market. It is the period. You maximize the period in which you sell. This money will go back. Some of it will go to clear off the remaining loan, and some will come to the treasury to be used back for whatever purpose is determined. And so this is probably the best time when you can maximize the value before you get competition from 7 other hotels coming into the market within a year or 2. You get maximum value. It's a business decision. Governments have to be run like business. It's not cake shop operation. And that is why I thought people would, some of these same people who are writing, you have to operate this way.
Uncle and Auntie, I really think I need to carry Jagdeo to the doctor. This man losing his mind. This man is going out of his head. I need to help him. I need to help him. To say this is the best time to sell out the hotel, to maximize the value before you get competition from the 7 hotels. Is the canteen he talking about there? Oh. The wickedness in them. They can never find a real excuse when I want to huff something. Maybe when Jagdeo can't sleep at nights, he just come up with this type of rubbish and pass it down to the PPP people and to the nation. But every one of the PPP people figure him out a long time now. But nobody wants to tell him anything because they don't want to lose their job. Oh. They want to hold on to their job. So they turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to all his evil he is doing. Uncle, you heard him. He said government had owned 100% of the hotel when it built. That is correct. What he didn't say was how the private investors he installed through the Republic Bank Trinidad was really the people getting the money out of the hotel, while Guyana was bleeding to pay them. That part, you don't hear nothing about that. He make the part in a very slight line. Oh, when we sell them, we go pay out the debt. That is what he got pay out. You see how conniving he is with his words? Telling you one side of the story. He admit that we didn't need that hotel at the time. But today, it emerged as a profitable venture. You heard him yourself there, you know. But today, it emerged as a profitable venture. Like I said, Uncle, if God didn't smile on us and give we oil, he would have been singing a different song. Now, it is best to sell it off and maximize the price. And maximize the price you're going to get. Oh God, these chaps will stop at nothing. This man think we eat salt soap and he eats sweet soap. Or he alone went to the university and understand business. And we went to back dam cutting cane. You hear the excuse? Sell it out now before the 7 international brands come on the market. God bless you with these people you have for leaders. Man, local government elections, they're around the corner. You go out and vote for them now, please. Some of the money will go to clear off the loans, the secret private investors through the bank. What you're not addressing. And the rest going to go in the treasury to buy little tablets for you. Oh, buddy, oh. It's a business decision. And government got to run a country like business. Yes. It's not a cake shop operation. And I thought some people going to understand. You're right, Jagdeo. Glenn Lall fully well understand. And a lot of people understand the game you have been playing with the people of this country's assets and their wealth. Like hiding the gold contracts, hiding the oil reports, not telling us the interest rates, and telling us you have to decide whether the media see the oil company expenses or not. Yes. God bless Guyana. Yes, and may God bless the Guyanese people and the new owners of the Marriott. Where is it, Kevin? Oh, Uncle, I don't know when they're going to stop. Please, listen to one of Glenn Lall's mentor out of Africa. How they bow down to your feet when they want your votes. They walk barefoot. They kiss babies. They smile with you. They take photographs with everybody. They throw away their security in the corner. They pretend to be the most humble person on earth. They speak the language we want to hear. They say the things you think you want to see them do. They smart you. They cheat you. And somehow we accept them as leaders. And as soon as they get what they want, your votes, they do the opposite to what they promise you. Could you play it for me, please? Play it, let them listen to it. You know, sometimes, and many are those times, when I read the story in the Bible and I read about Jesus of Nazareth, and I wrap my mind about his humility, and I hear him many times saying that he did not come to be served, but he came to serve. Then I look at our leaders who, when they are seeking to serve us, when they are seeking our support, they are humility personified. They kiss babies. They go to the shebeen. They drink from dirty cups. They walk on foot. They smile with us. They take photos with everybody. They discard their security. They are humility personified. They speak the language that we want to hear. They do the things that they think we want to see them do. They delude us. They cheat us. And somehow we accept that they are leaders. But immediately they get what they want. Oh, they have a reverse Pauline conversion. If they were Paul, they go back to being Sauls. And we can no longer recognize them. When you ring them, their phones are picked by somebody called a PA, whose only claim to fame that he is rude beyond measure. When you go to the offices, they no longer want to see you. When they are driving in the streets, their sirens scare you. While I suspect that those who discovered the siren meant that it should be used for good purposes, for them it is a badge of honor, and they harass us in the streets. They acquire things which they have not worked for. They promise us things that they know they will never deliver. They want to be described as honorable even when they are horrible. These are the men that we have. Oh boy, they want to be described as honorable when they're horrible. I love that man. I love that man. Uncle Adati, the man even used an example from the Bible. If they were Paul, they got back being Saul. The Christians will know that story good. We can no longer recognize them when you phone them. They have a personal assistant answering you, and they are so rude. When you go to the offices, they no longer want to see you. When they're driving in the streets, their sirens scare you. You got to run in the car now. They acquire things which they never worked for, like the mansions and fat bank accounts some of them have, and the things they're going after, like the Marriott. Oh boy. They promise things they know they can never deliver. I love the words he used to end his presentation there. They want to be described as honorable people when they are the most horrible of people. These are the men and women we have. Thank you, Professor Lubumba. Every Guyanese, man, woman, and child should go online and listen to this man's speeches and talks. He's a great soul of Africa, making a tremendous impact all across Africa and Asia. When I went to Kenya, he wasn't there. I wanted to meet him more than meeting any president or government official in this world, because he's a man of my soul. Wow. And with that I say, go out and stain your fingers for these honorable people. Yes, go out. You know, before I'm going to take a few calls, but before I take a few calls, I just want to tell you guys, today, I was told today by an ex-board member of the Guyana Forestry Commission, and I guess he had to listen to my TikToks, that James Singh had held a board meeting telling them that they may have to relocate that office, the headquarters in Kingston, just next to the Marriott Hotel. But he couldn't say where they had to go to or where they were moving to. I am told that Jagde wanted to take over that building too for the Marriott Hotel to be built. But what put a brakes on him was the British Embassy had just given the Forestry Commission some cash to fix up and paint up the headquarters. Nice it up. And I think if Jagdeo had taken it over and break it down, yes, it would have raised an iree with the British Embassy. So that was left as is. Let's wait and see whose hands this will go into. Yes, to build another hotel, or if they're going to extend the Marriott Hotel when they put their hands on it. Man, I gotta vote for these people. I love them. Take a few calls and let's go.
226-7453 or 226-7454. You can also WhatsApp or regular call the 622-2222.
Down to the Forestry Commission headquarters that he was going with too. Not only the Laku Pool where the hotel built on, but that the thing too.
Good evening. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
Oh. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. This is the Grand Night Show.
Yes?
Good. You see this man, Mr. Bar, Mr. Jagyo?
Can you hold, sir?
We're giving him a long run. Right? We're giving him a long run. You understand? When you see he there come, it's going to end better. He mightn't doubt like how Bonham died out. He might die by the hands of the Guyanese people. You don't think?
Aye man, discard him.
When you're calling, please be respectful and be open
Hold on,
to
let me deal with him. Guys, if you're calling the phone, you have to be respectful, and you cannot say things that give them the leeway to listen. Call in the people and shut down the radio station. You gotta be careful what you say, man. If not, we can cut you off. Yes, sir. Good evening. Hello?
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, and happy Easter to everyone listening.
Thank you.
And let me just start off by saying, let me make an appeal to the people who are calling in, because this thing has been going on for too long. People, when you call in, please turn the volume of your whatever device you're listening on, turn it down, because the thing is sending a nasty feedback to the studio, and we are hearing it so bad, and it's not nice. So please turn it down, people. All right, so there are a few things that caught my attention here tonight. Tonight's program was very edifying, and thanks very much again for putting out these facts to the public. So selling out the Marriott, according to Jack, there's logic that it would be in competition with the 7 other hotels coming, right? Now, whoever is going to be buying that hotel, wouldn't that person have to be considering about competition?
Well, one second. I said it in there. I said it will become a competition for government-owned Marriott, but not a private-owned Marriott.
Right. I know. So right away, he has to realize that people are not stupid. They are seeing through him. And I'm hoping all Guyanese are listening to this thing. This man, I can't understand where this man is really taking Guyana. This man is getting so good at this thing. Why is he leading this country down a dangerous, dark path? Why are they grabbing these things?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know what he's doing with the oil sector and the gold sector. I tell you, this man should not be sitting in any office. This man should not be sitting in any office, much less a vice president of this country.
I, as a citizen, I agree with you 100%. I am certain all Guyanese will have to come on board for this, because he has been given his way around these things. You know, I heard from someone in Canada the other day, and I wouldn't call the name here as yet, but it was said that someday one of them chaps had a meeting or talk with somebody, and the thing was being circulating around, that this country, 3 persons rule this country. And I leave it here, because I don't want to call names as yet.
Man, let me make it more simple, man. One man run this country here right now is Bara Jagdeo.
All right, good.
You hear what I'm telling you?
He's one of the names. Yeah, he's one of the names.
Exxon Mobil is his boss.
Okay. Well, that is so clear. If he thinks that people don't see through that, he's fooling himself, and he has to come better than that. For the man that he shows out that he is, been to university, and he's an educated man. He's even called a doctor and all this kind of thing. You know, he's really downgrading himself. He's lowering himself to such a low standard.
You know,
he's been put on the.
My friend, when you listen to the 2 tapes that he said there, it's pure hogwash. The man said it. He's trying to wiggle himself. He's trying to sell himself. He's trying to man, everything in one he's trying to do. He's just confusing. The man confuses it. You know, this is why I keep saying, when he hold a press conferences, the reporters get so confused that when he finish, they just want to get out of the place.
Mm-hmm. So that brings me to this question too. Why is it that he's having press conference now at the PPP office now? That should be for party affairs. I mean, if you're talking about government business, you have to keep it at a neutral place, at his office.
Exactly.
So I believe.
Well, he had promised when he hold the first press conference, the next week he's going to hold a state press conference. 2 weeks past, he hold 2 other press conference at Freedom House, but non-state press conference until now. We're still waiting.
Well, you see,
we're still waiting.
See, that's the thing. That's a contradiction. Now, listen to this other question. Why, in the first place, would a government want to put their hands in a private venture, something of that nature, hotel, out of all places? This is not Cuba or North Korea that they own, that, you know, we should be owning those things. That's the first thing that bothered me. And then move out, what was it, the GFC or whatever building was at the back there, the government bond, move it out and do all of this thing.
One second.
Yeah.
We are glad you called. When you speak like that, it means you really didn't get the gist of what I said. What I said, this hotel was designed. You hear me? Was designed this way so that they're going to use the taxpayers' dollars to build a hotel, and then it go over into private hands. Let me explain. Let me go a little more. The money they spend at first on the hotel, 60-80 million US dollars. The hotel could have never, ever made money. You understand? To pay the private people. So what would have happened? It would have bankrupt, and it fall directly in the hands of the private people. So all we tax-paying money would have lost, and he would have come out and said, well, we try a thing and we never get through, so we just sell them out. That's the deal.
I understand that. Yes, but here is my question. That why did they get into that if they had any further plans for that thing so that it will go over into some private hands. I mean, they had to want to have a stake in it, like what you're saying they're doing in the bridge.
My
Now,
friend,
all of these things that they're getting into
my friend,
is
my friend, I said they wanted to put their hand on the Pegasus. And because they didn't get the Pegasus, this is how they come up with the Marriott.
good.
You understand? To put the
Yes, I get you
Pegasus,
there.
listen, to put the Pegasus out of business. I told you guys the first thing when the man took the hotel, all government functions stopped keep there.
Right. I remember that.
So you gotta read
Remember
through
that.
the lines and see the games they're playing.
Good. Right.
Go
Now,
ahead.
that did you say just now the kind of forestry commission building is in the proposal for it to be moved as well for Marriott Part 2?
Well, no. Well,
Okay.
I am told today that
Okay.
back in the days, back in 2014 or 2012, right when they initiated this Marriott, James Singh, who used to run the Forestry Commission in Kingston, he held a board meeting and tell the board members that we may very well have to move from this location. But he couldn't tell the board members where they were going. It
I
was,
see.
well, they want to incorporate that building into the Marriott at that time. But the British
Oh,
Embassy had just given the commission some money for nice up the place.
yeah.
And that was thwart Jagdeo from grabbing the forestry building too. If not, that building
Yeah.
would have also been a part of the Marriott today. That
Yeah,
they wanted to snatch out.
Then look at it also. Right around that vicinity there, there are a lot of other government properties there too. Like there's a GPL thing I think there and some other stuff there.
No,
And it's
no,
going to
no,
come
no,
up.
no. That forestry commission, they side to the hotel, exact side to the hotel.
I know that. But what I'm saying is that they're looking at these prime spots to get their hands on. Right? And that should not be tolerated. And I like how this thing that these TikToks that you did about this Marriott exposed it. That was an in-depth, that was an autopsy you did there. That was a real detailed thing that you did there, and I congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
Now, that little tape that you played here just now with the Patrice Lumumba, that brought me back to something that I remembered some years ago. You remember when Dr. Jagan Data came into this country, and I think that was around when Jagdeo had just left office, and we had the other president was running, and I think she made a comment that she was so surprised to see the Cadillac lifestyle. That was her exact word.
Yes, I
these
remember.
people were living. Right? So it goes to show that so many people are observing them, and I don't know if these people, they don't have shame to know that people they are under the microscope, right? And it is something for Guyanese people to wake up and to understand that this nonsense got to stop. For too long, this man has been getting his way to do things, And I hope that this coming election and in the next general election, people make the right choice and do the right thing, right? We cannot go on like this. This thing is overbearing, man. This is overbearing. This is a Ponzi scheme that these people are operating under. That's the principle.
This is
the
what-
man named Charles Ponzi, he had invented a thing. It's a financial model.
Yes, exactly. It's a financial model. They have several financial models they use,
I know that.
right? And this is one they use. It's the same financial model they were going to use with the new Demerara Harbour Bridge, where they say that Chinese man gonna build it and he gonna own it and we gonna pay his fees to cross it.
All right. Let me give
Thank
somebody
you.
else next chance, all right?
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Pure financial skullduggery going on.
Good
in this
evening.
land.
You're on to the Glenn Lall Show. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Mr. Glenn. Good evening, Mr. Glenn. Good evening, sir. Mr. Glenn.
Hello?
He ain't ready yet, man. Guys, when you call in, just lower your radio station and let's get going. Let's get going. Good evening and all these namaste. So let's cut it out. Let's get going, brother. Good evening.
Yeah, calling from Mexico here, man. I would like to talk about that fella that run the private sector or something here for the private sector, the low life Timothy Tucker.
Yeah, he called us low life.
Yeah. Why I want to tell him, right? Being a security, working with a private security, right? And his salary is still $2.55 an hour. And we would like to know the Jamaican guy that got the back pay for $3 million Guyana and over 15,000 US. So we want to know what happened. If we can get retroactive payments, salary at $92 per hour back for 9 months.
All right, I'm gonna call him and ask him to comment on it.
Yeah, he run he's for the private sector.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, brother Glenn. Thank you very much.
Hey, Kevin. Oh boy. Yeah, tell them, Kevin, let it just. Guys, just or you wanna play back the tape to hear it?
We have one more call on the line.
Yeah, take it. Let's go.
Good evening. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
I tell you, pirate, please, all wrong.
Oh, you're not hearing him? Tell him you're not hearing him. Okay.
Good evening. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
You guys sleep away, man. Play back that that. I want you to play back that thing. Let them hear it.
And they started in January. You know, sometimes, and many are those times when I read the story in the Bible and I read about Jesus of Nazareth and I wrap my mind about his humility and I hear him many times saying that he did not come to be served, but he came to serve. Then I look at our leaders who, when they are seeking to serve us, when they are seeking our support, they are humility personified. They kiss babies. They go to the sheep-in. They drink from dirty cups. They walk on foot. They smile with us. They take photos with everybody. They discard their security. They are humility personified. They speak the language that we want to hear. They do the thing that they think we want to see them do. They delude us. They cheat us. And somehow we accept that they are leaders. But immediately they get what they want. Oh, they have a reverse Pauline conversion. If they were Paul, they go back to being Sauls. And we can no longer recognize them. When you ring them, their phones are picked by somebody called a PA, whose only claim to fame that he is rude beyond measure. When you go to the offices, they no longer want to see you. When they are driving in the streets, their sirens scare you. While I suspect that those who discovered the siren meant that it should be used for good purposes, for them it is a badge of honor, and they harass us in the streets. They acquire things which they have not worked for. They promise us things that they know they will never deliver. They want to be described as honorable even when they are horrible. These are the men that we have.
I listened to that tape about 3-4 times, you know. Uncle and Auntie, I want to tell you people that I need help in this country. Jack Dave needs help too. He keep on saying, me owe him an apology on solar. That I promised to get a company to bring solar, cheap energy to Guyana. The company email I sent to him, and he forwarded the email to a man named Peter Ramsrup at Go Invest, the head of Go Invest. Peter Ramsrup sent one line with no less than 5 words. That was his reply back to the company, and never responded after that. Even to when the company asked for a meeting, he never responded. This is the people that you're dealing with. You think they want cheap electricity via solar or wind? No. Jack Dave proudly saying, on every press conference he keep on saying, Glenn Lall owe an apology, Glenn Lall this, Glenn Lall that. I put up the email 2 times on the internet, but he keeps on saying Glenn Lall owe him an apology, Glenn Lall owe him an apology, and they never respond to the company. The whole world going solar. Solar is below 10 cents per kilowatt. Jack Dave telling us 15 cents with the gas to shore project. Since the gas to shore project was 400 million US, it would have cut electricity by half to 15 cents. It increased to 700 million and it can still cut it by 15%. It gone 1 billion and it can still cut electricity by half, 15 cents. Uncle and Auntie, the price reached 2 billion and it can still cut electric by 15 cents. It can reach 3 billion and it can still cut by 15 cents. This is the Jack Dave and the PPP government. The price raising triple. And you Bosphere can still cut in half. Telling me I owe them an apology. Uncle and Auntie, you just Google and see. Solar, wind and hydro is the way to go these days to power your house, give you electricity. Barbados doing wind. 178 megawatt for 100 million US. 100 million US. We're going to produce 250 megawatt for 20 times that $100 million with the Wales gas plant. How you like that? How you like that, man? Huh? Everybody paying. Barbados 100 million. 478. We're going to pay for 250 megawatt. 20 times that 100 million. God bless you. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. And namaste.
truth is, Africa must also define her own problems, and having defined her own problems, must also find solutions to her own problem. Do not be cheated. Do not be deluded that the world is full of benevolent individuals and institutions whose only claim to